Whenever. There we go. See, I said it. Okay, welcome to the stream. We are going to be doing some things today, of making some things. Bunny, what you're making? I'm going to stop doing that. There we go.
Actually, found a plushie a few days back, and it was a weighted little purple dragon, and I took all the stuffing and beans out of it and washed it, and today I will assemble it back together. I will put the stuffing in, I put the beans back in, and I will do some modifications to the look of it because I am not a fan of pink. However, I am a fan of green,
Ooh, that's
so
pretty.
I will use that to put some details on the little dragon. What about you?
So, those of you that have followed the previous streams, you'll know that I've done the door opening intensifiers, then some coaster mats. I've now since finished those coaster mats, and I'm working on a new series of them. These are all the Skyrim holds. They just need a little bit of paintwork adjustment. So that is what I'll be doing today. Door slam intensifiers again. I'm calling that out twice. So,
Alright.
onward to making things. Moves a total of 3 feet.
And I was pointing on the wrong direction, I'm sorry. So this is Lavender. And she's looking a bit rough, but she's very, very soft. So what I need first and foremost is some stuffing in the limbs and
So what I'm going to be doing, just to begin with, just moving the camera over so I can actually see what I'm doing. On the back of some of the coasters, it had a little bit of paint, just because of where I've used spray cans, and it's just seeped underneath the actual coasters. I'm just going to take the knife and just oink off a little bit of the excess that shouldn't be there.
I am just tearing up the stuffing so it's actually very nice and soft and fuzzy. And I have also a very long brush to help me disperse the. Actually, I have light as well. Like put the stuffing in there and mainly up in the head. That's one of the tricky ones, and the tail will be another tricky one as well. I am tempted to actually sew up the um, the opening of the limbs and head just so I don't get veins up in there.
Beans.
This was a very painful process because these stuffed animals are advertised to be weighted, which is amazing for sensory skin. And being neurodivergent, that's something that helps me calm down a lot. And it had lavender in it, hence the name. But I am not too big of a fan of lavender as smell. And also I needed to wash the plushie as well, and it very clearly says on it that it shouldn't be put into water because bad things will happen then. So
It'll
my
turn
way
into
of
a
doing
time
it
bomb and
was,
explode.
I don't know. My way of doing it was taking all the beans out and picking every single little individual bud of lavender out by hand. It was a process and a half, but I did it, and now it's all good.
Yeah. Right. So now I'm going to put the stab back in the stabby box.
just so you don't stab yourself.
Oh, I'll do that anyway, trust me.
Yeah, don't. Let's just.
I don't actively try to do it, just, accidents happen.
I think that is actually good enough for the head. Now, do I want to just run a stitch? Or do I just leave it? I might just leave it.
Right, so. There we go. Ooh, that one looks like it's actually done fairly well at retaining the paint where it should have done. Although I'm now going to regret saying that because the rest is just going to look like trash, isn't it? Although I was doing the tape work earlier to try and obviously not paint certain parts of this, and me being me, the luckiest son of a gun on the planet, ran out of tape doing the last one, but it was just enough that I could finish the whole coaster.
Ooh.
I was like, yes, I can now do the whole set and not have to wait a day or so for some more tape to turn up.
That does sound like a very satisfying moment. Okay, this is the point when I don't know how to do this. So I obviously make smaller chunks into the arms. One of the things that I would really like to do with Lavender is give her moth wings instead of whatever pink fluffy things she has on her back right now, because this is just ain't it, sis. But I'm not entirely sure how to do that yet. I don't have an idea for it. So we'll just have to wait and see.
I think I've got an idea, but it'll take a while to explain, plus it'll involve doing a fair bit of sewing.
I mean, I have no problem with sewing. That's what I will do today anyways, because I won't use mayonnaise on the plushie because it's just not strong enough.
But you can't not use the mayonnaise. For the mayonnaise is
But I
tasty.
mayonnaise is my sauce of choice. Always. Okay, we have an arm. We have a head. We have a boopy nose. I kind of want to do something with her eyes, like give her bigger eyes or something, because this eye placement, especially this eyebrow, I don't know. Again, it just ain't it, you know. So I will have to figure out a way to revamp that. We'll see when we'll see.
It's just all the tape now taken off. As you can see, it's not quite perfect because some of the white paint's leaked over. That would be the city emblem for, and hold emblem, I think, for Windhelm. It's been so long since I looked at the map of Skyrim that I've actually forgotten. Ryan will probably kill me.
Oh, he won't kill you.
Just be very disappointed.
He might be.
Yes, it is Windhelm.
Yeah.
Because that game is old. That game is like 10 this year.
Oh, interesting.
You want to know what's also old? Shrek. That's 20 this year.
Yeah. Shrek is still one of the best movies.
It's one of those fun things that you could just turn around and do, just like wherever you are. Just start shouting, "What are you doing in my swamp?" And just see how confused people get.
And if your friend turns around and says, "I like that boulder. That's a very nice boulder," you know that you have the right friend. that's the true measure of
Friendship.
friendship. We synced.
Yeah.
Yee.
Yes.
Now we turn the girl booty up.
Also, like 10 out of 10 confirmed. Donkey is a fucking bard.
Yeah, Donkey is a bard. Like,
He was the
seducing
original bard.
Yeah, seducing the dragon with that sort of efficiency. That's
That takes some skill, good sir.
some skills. Would okay, if in my campaign,
Mm-hmm.
or at my table at any point, a player wants to seduce the dragon, but before doing so, chooses to polymorph into a donkey, I will give them an not proficiency, what is
Advantage.
it? Advantage on it. Like, I will give advantage on seducing the dragon if you have the mental power, mental gymnastics to polymorph into a donkey first.
See, I would, because it's funny. Like I would be tempted to do it, but it really just doesn't fit in with my character because he loathes dragons on account of them, or one of them burning down his village.
Exactly.
Unless, of course, he gets one of those, whatever the condition is, where you hate something so much that you actually start to then.
Stockholm syndrome.
That's where you sympathise with whatever's holding captive. But something along those lines. I don't think that will happen.
I don't think that will happen either.
I think he's probably more likely to punch Ryan an awful lot, and in turn equally get punched back because that can't not happen.
We actually have session tomorrow.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to it.
I am kind of looking forward to it.
You're also going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, because one less day to prep.
In fairness, you had about many days less to prep because we turn around and we're just like, hey, looking forward to D&D on Friday, and you're just like, oh, that's what I was forgetting. Oops.
Like, I would have remembered it eventually.
In fairness, it's better I reminded you Monday, I want to say, than reminding you, say, today, because that would have then been a big whoops.
Today.
Yeah, come on, tape, stop defying me. There we go, beautiful.
Beautiful.
So I was playing. Sorry, go ahead.
My friend group wants to organize a meetup outside, and I said, sorry guys, I am actually booked. Like, I'm so busy. And the days that they want us to go out are the 3 days that I can't under any circumstances too. So even if I wanted to,
So that's Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday?
No.
No?
It's Tuesday. No, those are the afternoons. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when I have university.
Oh. This channel is on this coaster is a nightmare.
I thought that you would
Yeah.
leave it there. And I'm like, yeah, but like you shouldn't out us like this, you know, like
Well, no, it's got this tiny, like, I'm tempted to say it's like 1, maybe 2 mil gap that I've had to inlay a load of tape into so I could paint over it and not paint the black underneath, which I seem to have failed at either way. And getting the tape back out, you'd think would be easy, but you'd also be wrong.
You think would be easy, and I could agree with you, but then both of us would be wrong.
You thought this, but you have been known to be wrong before.
This wouldn't be the first time you've been wrong.
Mind you, I was playing campaign yesterday, and basically we'd just finished getting the other lot of crap kicked into us in this village, which had been effectively, from what we can tell, it's been poisoned to death and then brought back with necromancy, and
Oh, tasty.
so we returned from the village that that I nearly died at, and we basically turned around to the gnome. I think he was a gnome, who sent us out there just to investigate. And he basically just turns around and says, "Oh, thank you for this water sample. Yeah, no, we need a fresher sample. Bring back one of the undead." And I'm just like, "You bastard."
Yeah, bastard.
And then it was at the end of the game I realised I'd done an oopsie daisies in the sense of my character for some reason could only use produce flames. I hadn't added any of my other cantrips or spells.
Because you did a dum-dum.
In fairness, still new to D&D. That may or may not have slipped my mind.
Yeah,
But
that's
I've now got all
Also,
my
that
spells for next session.
also the did a dum-dum sounds a lot like what I've been doing before stream.
Ba-dum-dum.
That is something that I actually didn't do yet. On
Good.
lesson.
Well, I mean, I don't expect that they make you do it in the first lesson of using the BT sticks on the tensioned skin of dead animals. That's pretty much what a drum is. Unless it's a polymer.
Here comes the actual satisfying part. Not me just bumping the sewing box. That is one part of it. What I actually meant is putting the beans in.
So much thread.
Come in a second. I have quite a bit of thread because I like to sew.
You like to do it so much.
I like to do it so much.
Welcome to the humour of this channel. You're not going to get any better. If you have an issue with puns, you are welcome to leave. Please don't. We kind of like you having you here.
And that's a thread.
Ooh, this one did not go through well. There's a lot of bleed through on this one.
And here comes the satisfying part. Opening the bottle of beans.
Beans.
Doing one of these very, very questionable looking things.
Which questionable little things?
And then turn.
There we go, I've worked it out.
And that's why I put the beans in the sort of bottles I did.
Because
This-
vodka.
Just word of caution or whatever. I didn't drink any of this.
Yeah, she just necked all the vodka last night and was just like, yeah.
Sorry?
Just necked all that vodka last night.
I didn't.
I know, you're not Russian.
You know that I don't drink.
I know.
Like,
I am 100% aware of that fact.
and last bottle of beans.
Beans Heinz.
Up the butt. This sounds very wrong. 7. What?
Ara's just said, "Oh my god, poor plushie."
No!
In fairness, it's just had a bottle of vodka forcefully stuffed up its rectum with a load of beans forced through.
You mean 3?
That is true, that was 3. That doesn't make it better.
But it makes it accurate.
Makes it accurate.
Plushie had a spa day.
If that's what you want to call it.
I mean, I watched it.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. I did witness you washing the plushie and then swinging it around furiously, trying to dry it back out.
Why you must out me like that all the time?
We've got to have something for the TikTok, haven't we? We've got to have something for the TikTok, haven't we?
That's also very true.
I mean, I would not want to get anything inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very much valid.
Yeah. Here we have me now making random noises till the tape finally does what I want it to do.
I mean, if it works.
I mean, I don't think the sound actually does anything except for just provide noise for the stream.
That's
Because,
it?
well, I mean, me making the noise audibly does.
That's kind of it. I think I finished the main assembly of the plushie.
Doop doop doop. That's something I haven't heard for an awfully long time. I think it must have been about 6 or 7 when my dad first showed me Indiana Jones. So that's a throwback to bloody 2006, 2007. Although the films came out a lot earlier than that, I am aware of that.
Oh, we got some bots in the chat.
Duly noted, I am currently in the middle of removing them. Or trying to anyway. Grr. Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Bold of them to assume that we have any money.
That is true. Nope. What
did you do?
I accidentally made them a moderator. My dyslexia got the better. It got the better of me. My dyslexia.
What did you do?
I accidentally made him a moderator. Where's the actual remove the message button?
So, I just noticed that there's a hole in the head. Also, there's not enough stuffing in the head. So, we will do that brutesome thing when I will shove stuffing through this hole.
There we go.
Fill up the head a little bit more.
There we go. Got rid of that problem. That was nearly an oopsie daisy. In fact, it wasn't even nearly an oopsie daisies. It was just 100% one.
Whole bouquet of oopsie daisies.
Yup. There we go. Done everything, I think. Right. Although, in fairness, at least we're being picked up by bots.
Yeah,
Traffic is traffic.
traffic is content is content.
It's half tempting to put that as the alert notification.
What notification?
So when an alert comes up saying like someone's followed or whatever, the it just plays that. Well, turn into a GIF, but we just play the content is content.
So basically, what we did, we're talking about potential modules that we can introduce to the stream, and we kept most of the ideas with the slogan "content is content," and the meme template that we used for it is "the math is math" from The Incredibles. Second movie, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't the first one because I haven't seen the second one.
This, yeah, this looks ever so slightly gruesome.
You're just doing brain surgery on a plushie. Nothing wrong with that.
You think so?
Well, it's better than doing it on a person, if you ask me.
I mean, true.
Like, I think there are more qualified people than you to be doing brain surgery on human beings.
Yeah, you would be right as well.
That you heard it, it's on stream. She said I was right. It's a rare occasion. I had a point.
Kind of at a point, yeah. Be happy with it.
Meh. Meh. We are the knights that say meh.
Why is Dobby the first one that comes to my mind when you made those noises?
I mean, it was Monty Python. Nothing related to Dobby whatsoever.
Really? I
Um,
saw the movie once. I didn't like it.
okay, so that's all that bit done. Now I'm going to move over to the painty paints. Oh, I've got a little resin that's hardened on the painting mat, so I might try and get rid of that quickly.
I'm poking around in a plushie's brain.
That is so satisfying to do, oh my god!
The peeling.
It really is just the peel.
The
The
peeling.
appeal is great. There we go. That's beautiful.
I'm gonna say shove, shove, shove.
With definitely not a paintbrush.
Never said it's not a paintbrush.
Because we treat paintbrushes with the respect they deserve so that they don't break. And definitely don't put glue on them.
I actually saved it, okay? Like, it's not glue covered anymore. I soaked it for a whole D&D session.
For the whole session.
A whole Saturday session as well.
Ooh, so, 14 hours.
No. No, but like a good 5 hours.
I know I cleared something up earlier that I shouldn't have done. There's the tissue.
Bless you.
No, not for me to blow my nose so I can wipe the brush.
No, I know, but tissue sounds like at you a little bit.
Although I can't really speak for the condition of this brush. It feels like it's breaking.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right, let's shake this up and watch it completely obliterate me and everything in the room. Because that's what you're supposed to do with Citadel paints.
Also, if you were here and following for the last 2 streams, I'm pleased to announce that I actually finished the necklace I was working on, and I will show it as soon as I stuffed this little bit of stuffing.
I do have to say it did look really pretty.
Sorry?
It did look really pretty.
Thank you. And that's about how much I have, so it will stay like that. Okay.
As for the leather pouch I was working on at the end of the last stream, I did finish it and it looks pretty much exactly the same as the other pouches that I've made. So for me to try and find the specific one probably won't happen.
And here it is.
Pretty.
This is the
So,
necklace.
How have you done the clasping for it? Sorry, just out of interest.
So the clasping, I left a few loops, like one loop on the end of each color,
Mm-hmm.
and I threaded some, what's it called, macrame
Oh yeah.
cord through it, and I put a few flat knots and just looped it through the clasp, the 2 pieces of clasp, and I just secured it with a few flat knots, and voila!
And it looks pretty.
It looks very pretty. I am very pleased with it.
I think Arrow approves from the looks of that.
Yeah, it does look like. Thank you very much for the compliment. Alright, I need some. If I remember correctly, I do have the right shade of purple.
What? Tammy having the right shade of purple? Never!
I do have the right shade of purple.
Inconceivable!
I do have the right shade of purple.
You've never had anything purple in your life, have you?
Never in my life.
Casually ignores wardrobe.
I'm starting to enjoy green lately a lot.
Yeah, green is a nice colour.
For example, this green is a very nice color.
Although I seem to be... If it's not like a nerdy t-shirt of some kind, I'm probably wearing black. Or blue. Which I should probably change, not gonna lie.
Look, all the stores are open again, so...
That is true. But remember I live in the dumpster fire known as Swindon.
And I live in the dumpster fire known as Stanit. But we have charity stores.
That is true. It was more so the fact that it means having to go out into town and dealing with people that I was referring to as being the problem.
Oh, that's it.
Most of which I'll probably walk into town and be like, oh no, I know half of these people. Crap. And then it's
These
just,
are people I don't want to talk to.
and then I have to jump in and out of shops just to avoid talking to them.
And I actually have the right shade of green as well.
Woohoo!
Look at me actually having what I need.
It's like we planned a project.
Now that I did that. And that is lavender all stuffed.
It was the same with like doing these coasters because I didn't know how much filament I had on the back of the printer. I had just enough filament to finish printing the actual coasters themselves without starting the new reel, and also I had enough tape to actually cover all the coasters so I could spray them properly.
Yeah, you just did a big old luck.
Yeah. Sometimes it's disturbing how convenient my luck is.
Just like, who's in charge of this?
Who's in charge of taking my luck rolls, damn it?
Yeah.
Or at least tell me what my luck modifier is.
Yeah, would you mind telling me what my luck modifier is?
Not that
Because
I'm complaining, keep it up. It's just sometimes mildly concerning. Like, if I can walk into a casino with a tenner and walk out with 100, that is a happy day. It's also a very lucky one. Because apparently people can't do that, and I don't understand how.
I just avoid casinos as they are.
Gambled.
Hmm?
Because they are the gambles.
They are the gambles, and I can't do it. I also not want to do it.
That's fair enough. In fairness, I never wanted to go to a casino before I did, just because I was almost petrified of getting a gambling addiction, because that's what had basically been instilled is growing up was gambling equals bad, that means equal no money, that means equal no job and no nice things. And if I know anything, it's that I know I like nice things. So, yeah, I tried to stay away from it, and I was just like, if I'm not an idiot, it should be fine. And Lord and behold, I am fine.
Still an idiot though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But I'm a different kind of idiot to the one I was referring to. I am the sort of idiot that gets lucky enough for this one to start hanging around with me. And just making stuff on stream.
Yeah. You do really be lucky. You know that? Alright, I think what I will do is just start to sew it and then cut away bits as needed. Lavender will look so cute with all the green accents that I want to give her. I'm not entirely sure what to do about the nails. I might just paint them black.
Yes, Master Wayne, it does come in black.
Sorry?
Making a Batman joke. And I've just realised it's going to go straight over your head.
Yeah.
It is surprising, actually, how many Batman jokes I can make. Or at least the references.
Go straight over my head. Because I never...
What's this? Not D&D? Never heard of it.
What is that name? Yeah, a little bit. But not really.
Yeah, I know.
Because, like... I know the Marvel universe. I know Narnia.
That's an old one. Like, yeah, I feel old now. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Hot take. The movies are better than the book.
As I can't read, I couldn't tell you. And I don't remember
As
the
a,
films because they were that long ago.
as a book nerd, I still say that. So that is very telling.
Just realised I'm probably about to put my hand in a ton of paint.
Yeah, don't do that.
So once I've done all the paintworks that need just touching up, what I can do is I can then get ready to do the resin pour, which I don't think I'll be doing on stream because the stuff I've got is kind of toxic. So I'll be doing it outside, which means not being in this room. Say again, Bunny?
We do know some people like that.
So I wanted to make the joke, but I didn't.
So I had to.
Which, funnily enough, mentioning this, if you are toxic, you're an ass. Nobody likes you. Leaf.
Leaf.
Because it's not difficult to respect people.
It literally is basic respect. I have a knot on my thread that I don't appreciate. I did not sign up for this.
It's like when I got the newsletter from, not newsletter, the catalogue from Machine Mart the other day. I was like, I did not sign up for this. But I'm not going to not say no. Because we all know, like most people who like to make things, you see a catalogue of buying tools and shiny things for a workshop and you just can't stop them. Just like, doesn't matter what's in the way, they're going to look through that catalogue either way. And then they're going to cry because they don't have enough money to buy half of it.
Exactly. That is especially true in my case. My Etsy store is linked below.
That was a subtle one. There was no build up for me on it.
Nope.
Right, so that can sit over there to dry for a bit. That was the. What hold are you, damn it? I feel like that was Dawnstar. Yes. We just go through the other coasters going, I know which one you are, I know what you are. What's the one over there?
Would have been nice if things were easy and it wouldn't suck to be alive. But what I meant to say is, why is my thread so naughty? Naughty, naughty.
Because this thread is misbehaving. You sounded like a cat.
My thread broke.
Just like your bank account. I'm sorry, that was mean.
No, that was true.
Doesn't mean it's not mean.
It is mean, but also true.
But in fairness, we'll be able to relate soon enough, don't worry. Because apparently buildings are expensive.
Real.
That's only because most of my money from each paycheck be going into buying a building.
Which is very cool.
It is going to be a very big project. But once it's done, or at least partly completed, I'll actually have a nice decent little streaming room where I can make things. And I'll have cameras connecting through to the actual workshop, the other side of the wall. And then I can work in the workshop and you guys can still see me.
It will be so fancy.
And ideally, I'm going to be doing most of the work myself as well.
Sorry?
Ideally, I'll be doing most of it myself rather than getting a builder in to do it who's going to rip me off and just overall wind me up by not doing a good job.
Yeah, workers do be doing that.
That's because they're a trade in high demand, so they can do what they want and get away with it. And charge the prices too. But at the same time, it means they're also very busy people.
The more I think about it, the more I'm tempted to just paint Lavender's nails black.
Do it.
I might just do it. Right now I'm covering up this pink sparkly on
I'm just
feet.
going through the inlay in the center of this coaster because for some reason the white went through it.
How dare it?
I know. And if I had actually any white bloody airbrush paint, I'd probably have used the airbrush rather than the spray can. Just for, you know, an excuse to use the airbrush.
Because the airbrush is oh so cool.
My only issue is I've only got this tiny little compressor, which I think at best can do about 3 or 4 bar. But like either way, it doesn't have a receiving tank to store up compressed air. We did have a 1.5 litre receiver at one point, but that was before this room was converted into what it is, so we had to get rid of it because we just don't have the room to keep it.
I don't know how those kind of things work, so
So basically, see now we're entering how it works with Wolfie.
yeah.
Or I can't remember what the name of it. Behind the hammer, that's what we called it. So the way that it works is you have a little. It's basically just a little air pump, and it just takes air into a receiving. It basically just puts it straight into a tank if you've got a receiving tank, and builds up that compressed air till it can no longer hold any more. Pump will turn off. That way, when you use whatever's attached to the receiving tank, so an air gun usually, or any tools that work using compressed air, it doesn't have to then run the pump to still operate. The pump will only run if it's refilling the vessel.
Oh, that sounds useful.
The only issue is they're very big, very loud, very noisy, and also, if you're using them safely, you need to get them pressure inspected on occasion. I believe it's like every 2 years domestically, but I may be wrong on that front.
I think it's dead, but don't inside check me.
Well, it's better that it's dead rather than you, because those things, when they go boom, don't go boom lightly. Because, you know,
Yeah.
compressed air tends to have a lot of pressure behind it when stored in barrels.
There's more pressure on that than on me in exam season. Which is, fun fact,
Coming up.
we are approaching.
See, I'm thankfully at that point now where I don't have any more exams unless I decide to go to uni, which, for the time being, no thank you.
What's your problem with university?
It's not that I've got a problem with it, it's that I've been in education now for too long and I just kind of want to go out into the world and work. Because I keep getting fucked around by the English education system. I've had enough. So if I do go to uni, it won't be within the borders of the United Kingdom.
Interesting.
Because I ended up having to do my BTEC level 3 in engineering twice because the college I went to begin with, halfway, because it was like a sixth form college, basically they took in from years 10 and 11 when I was going there. I think they've since stopped only taking in from year 9 now. Sorry, year 10. So that's looking at people aged 14, 15, I believe. It's been so long since I was at school, I've forgotten the age bracket. Whoopsie daisies. But because they wanted to get their numbers up at this sixth form school, they took in all of the students who were being kicked out of all the other schools because, funnily enough, those other schools didn't want them anymore. So subsequently, all the lecturers had to deal with these little horrible children. That's me being polite about it, by the way. And they turned around and were just like, right, we've had enough of these lot. I know we've got to speak to teach the sixth formers next, which was me. That was the sixth former. I've also realised there is still tape on this, so I'm going to quickly wake that off. They went, so we can either teach the sixth formers, or we can go home and have a beer. 3 guesses on what they all chose.
They went home and had a beer.
Correct. Instead of teaching us, who are the people who wanted to be there. And then I had, when I was going through my apprenticeship, which I'm coming to the end of now, some of the units at the college, the lecturers straight up don't know the material they're trying to teach, so they cannot help us understand it like they're supposed to. And the way they're teaching it is just reading from the textbook. Like, I know I can't read, but I was sat with 5 or 6 other people that could, and had better knowledge than most of the lecturers as well.
I had that once with my biology teacher.
There was a point actually when I was in secondary school where the teacher for science, because they all just got lumped into one subject here, he was actually insight checking himself on me because I knew more of what we were talking about than he did, which I thought was pretty funny. He apparently was quite embarrassed. But at the same time, he was glad I was there because at least he knew if he got it wrong, I'd correct him.
My teacher's ego was a bit bigger than that, so he just started not asking me for answers because...
You just tell him that he was wrong?
Yeah, and everyone else was too stupid to notice / didn't like me, so wouldn't take the correct answer from me anyways.
So, not my story to tell, but since the person whose story it is currently 6 feet under, he can't tell it, so I will. Back when my dad was a wee lad, and he was in and he was in school, he was a bit of an arsonist, not gonna lie. And he got into all sorts of shenanigans. But he knew what he was doing. And his chemistry was no exception. That very wise, questionably wise human being nearly made nitroglycerin and made it crack. For those of you who don't know, nitroglycerin is a highly explosive substance. Getting some weird feedback of some sort on your mic for some reason. That's odd. I'll try turning my input down. Cheers for that, Stuart. And so, yeah. The teacher clocked what happened and very calmly asked everybody to leave the room. It's like I'm listening to my own mic. Oh, yes, I am, Stuart. Sorry, I just spotted it. Cheers. I keep forgetting I don't need to unmute that channel on Streamlabs. It's only the top one I need to do now.
2 times up until this point.
Say again, sorry?
The usually doesn't happen.
The other fun thing that happened when my dad was at school. So someone had left one of the gas taps on overnight, but they didn't hit the button that the schools have to shut off the gas supply to each of the classrooms. And subsequently, when you fill a classroom full of gas and a teacher pops his head around the corner, his arm around the corner and turns the lights on for the room the following morning, and light switches create a very small arc when they're switched, blew all the windows of the classroom out of the classroom, and forced the door shut so hard that it broke the teacher's arm.
Oh.
That was an oopsie daisies. My dad wasn't responsible for that one. It was someone else in his class.
That was someone else's mother. I will stop making you all watch the earthquake I'm making, so
Instead, we'll watch you make the earthquake instead.
you can watch me make the earthquake.
Some country somewhere is now suffering from many, many problems because of you creating this earthquake.
Oh, shut up.
And here we see Tammy getting fed up with my shit.
How many times today?
In fairness, I don't think I've been too bad today.
Been worse.
Looks like the move is imminent. Oh, okay, so you... Oh, shit! So you've nearly got everything together, have you? So, on my front on that, no time to go yet, just be asked to start packing up stuff up. Okay. So, on my front, where it is we just got confirmation from the solicitors yesterday, I believe it was, that all the searches have actually been completed and they're sending out the contracts this week. And the timescale is by the end of the month that I'll be moving, which will be lovely.
That will be so much fun for you.
Which also will mean the stream may be very, not disorganized, but disrupted for a brief while I'm getting everything set up. Because chances are, once I move, you can bet none of my setup actually works properly and I have to fault find it for the next 6 months.
I think this is actually the best angle for what I'm doing right now. So we will keep it like that.
Nice. Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
I did some wizardry.
You're a wizard.
I'm a witch.
Yeah, I guess that would be correct, yes.
Speaking of which...
Segway!
Today I have nothing to actually show you when it comes to the witch's kitchen, but I started to write a book about edible flowers because that's what I'm hyperfixating on the moment. I love to learn about consumable flowers because flowers are pretty and smell good, and I always wanted to eat them because of that, and I never could, but now I know which ones are edible and which ones are not, so I can actually eat them flowers. And today I would like to talk about a herb that most of you probably know called chamomile. Or if you're old enough and remember I don't know if it aired in England, but back at home we had this kids movie with, how do you call those animals that live under the ground and they are blind.
Moles?
Moles. They are moles.
If moles are blind?
Yeah. So it was about this little mole, and this little mole called Chamomile.
Wasn't called the Wombles, was it?
I don't know. I watched it when I was very young, and
Oh no, because that would be wombats, wouldn't it? Never mind, ignore me.
So, so yeah, chamomile. The easiest way to identify chamomile, so otherwise from other than the very well-known scents and look, there are a few other flowers that look like chamomile but should not be consumed. And the way to make sure that what you're picking is actually chamomile is to take apart a flower, like split it down the middle. If it's hollow, it's chamomile. If it's not, leave it, it's something else. And you don't want to pick anything that you're not sure what it is, because it's better for you to miss out on something that could potentially be edible than pick something that is not and potentially poison yourself to whatever degree. So, with
Because getting
that,
taken to the hospital for poisoning, not fun.
I wouldn't know.
Neither would I, but I've heard it happen to a kid.
But it does not sound fun at all.
Because, yeah, I'll get onto that story after you finished your talk.
Chamomile is usually brewed into tea and used for its calming properties. It's not proven, like it's not 100% scientifically proven, but for most people, it does help with insomnia as well. One of my favorite things to do if I know that I won't be quite able to sleep is brew a tea out of cow and
There you go, Stuart, get on it. Sorry.
how it's called? St. James Wattle, that's the one. St. James Wattle. That's two herbs that have anti-anxiety properties, and they slow the heart rate down, I think, if I remember correctly, and that's how they make you fall asleep very, very fast. Put some lavender in there as well. You don't remember when you fall asleep. It literally knocks you out. Absolutely. It is proven to have anti-anxiety properties. So if you are like me and you have exam season, chamomile tea. Absolutely can recommend. When I do not recommend it though is if you happen to be pregnant, because if it's a questionable pregnancy, if it would stay or not, it can cause miscarriage because chamomile causes uteral contractions. So if you're on your period, it's one of the best thing to do because it makes your period end sooner, and because it has anti-anxiety properties, it will make you calm down, because we all know that when a woman is on her time of the month, everything is irritating.
Even for the guy, because then he has to put up with it.
The guy can buy us chocolate.
And that is it. The rest is just batten down and wait out the storm. Don't do anything that could get you in trouble or you will be fucked.
In some cases, yes, because in some women, period actually enhances romantic desires, so to say.
Okay, I didn't mean it in that sense.
But you know,
Yeah.
just FYI.
Information that has been duly noted. I meant it in the sense of you will probably be sleeping on the sofa and probably not making it back to the bedroom anytime soon.
No, most women on their period are actually extremely needy and want cuddles and back rubs, lower back rubs, man. Literally, boys, take notes. If your girlfriend is on her period, give her a back massage, especially lower back. She will thank you very much so because period back pain is real. Interesting fact that I didn't know about chamomile, and I discovered it during my research, is that it actually is used to flavor beers and ales. And unlike the tea, you actually use the whole plant, so both leaves, stems, and flowers, to flavor beers and ales, which I think is very interesting. And I think that is all I know about chamomiles for today's Witch's Kitchen.
So going back to the comments I made about knowing someone who'd been poisoned, I believe it was either a couple of years above or below me at school, but the planting in has begun. Yes. Either it was either someone above me or below me at school. Basically, they were doing something in science, and this kid was just prattling about, and he noticed there was these dishes on the windowsill, and it looked like they had blue Smarties in them. Now, for those of you who don't know, copper, I want to say it's not sulfate, or it might be sulfate. I need to have a look later. I need to look that up. I'm going to do that. It was some copper compound, hence why it was blue. And turns out when you ingest that stuff, it is very toxic, and you have to go get his stomach pumped.
Oh no!
Yeah, copper sulfate. I was right. Look at me go. I remember my biology. Not biology, chemistry.
You did so well up until that point.
No, it wasn't copper oxide, sure. That's just the. That's just when copper has just been left out into the elements too long, too much water, too much oxygen. It's not actually that dangerous as such, but like still wouldn't recommend licking it.
Just don't lick things that not meant to be licked in general, as a good rule of thumb.
But if you do make copper sulfate crystals, and then basically like if you put it in put it on like a string, and just let it soak for a while in the copper sulfate compound, it does actually make this really nice looking crystal, which amazing. Don't touch it because copper still stings apparently. So what you can do is you can take some lacquer or clear nail polish just to like create a protective layer, and then you can touch it.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, the fun things I got up to at school.
That's a good rule for most of life, exactly. There are a few things that are not meant to be licked by default, but that's arguable.
That is arguable. Best thing that happened to us was someone setting the gas tap on fire. Yeah, that's a good way for someone to lose their job. Flamethrower. I saw there was this one school, I think it was in the States actually, where the heating had been knocked out for whatever reason. And they basically just did that to all the gas taps in the room. It was like, we have heat! And also a school on fire. Whoopsie daisies.
Like, modern problems require modern solutions. Or something like that.
Alternatively, The only solution. Arson.
Arson is not the answer.
It's the question. The answer is yes.
Exactly.
See, I've learned things.
You know what I mean. Oh, I've been talking to, that one specific person. And,
I like we don't even call him out by name anymore.
yeah. And, we were listening to, I'm not entirely sure what, but something that you would walk away from a burning building from in slow motion. And I told him, look, I know some videography tricks. I can make that happen. And I tell you, never in my life seen a man
Hides the box
happier.
of matches very quickly.
I got him very interested very quickly.
In fairness, you mentioned fire to a bloke, and unless they've been through something fiery related that's traumatized the ever-loving snot out of them, they will probably say yes.
Oh, is this a boy thing that just guys like fire?
I think so.
I think
I don't think I've met a bloke who doesn't like arson of some kind. Like, domesticated arson, not every guy's thing. Mine, yes. Domesticated arson is nice.
I think it's a boys and alt girls, probably queer alt girls thing.
So where do you fit on that spectrum, then?
I am.
I feel like you're about to add Demi to that list.
No. I am sort of alternative. That's what I wanted to say, actually.
Fair enough.
So we have a green tootsie. Look how cute.
Nice. Most guys are pyromaniacs, at least from his experience. Yeah, see? Point proven. You give us fire and we will burn everything because we are stupid like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you won't ever say that we're boring. Hear us ever say that we're boring.
That also is very true. I met one boring guy in my entire life.
And it was me!
No, it wasn't.
I know.
You're not as lucky. Also, because it's a plushie, I can just stab pushpins in her paw to hold the fabric down, and it will hold the fabric down, which is very useful. Pull like so.
Good old two steps, and I've just realised you can't hear the playlist, can you?
I cannot hear the playlist, no.
We need to find a way of sorting that.
Ugh, it's not even 9 o'clock and I'm already yawning. That's not good.
In fairness, you've been up since 6, at least.
1:30. But I'm always up.
That is true. I've fallen out of that regime a little bit, and I need to get back into it because it was working. But everything kind of just went out the pan and sideways this week.
That's absolutely understandable. Sometimes that just happens.
Yeah. Like, it ended up meaning that yesterday I ended up going to sleep with an hour's sleep at best before getting up at 6 for work. On the plus side, it meant that no matter what went wrong yesterday at work, it didn't matter to me and wouldn't make my day any worse. Because there was just no energy for it to get worse.
Well, silver lining, I guess. I think I will do the two paws today, and then I will paint her nails. And next week, I will make horns and the moth wings. I am not entirely sure how I will make that yet.
I think I've got an idea for you on it.
Sorry?
I've got an idea for you on that, but I can talk to you about it later.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Stabby thing do grabby thing much use many stab. Stuart, you've spoken in the language that I should understand, and I don't. What did you mean? Which I think I would fun thing I enjoy streaming. Glad to see you guys are making crafting as a stream. It's not too common, which was super interesting to watch. Yeah, well, we kind of just make the reason we're streaming is because what we were doing was we were just making things in voice calls over the evening, and we're both just sort of like, I think it was me turned around and just went, we could probably stream this, and Tammy just turned around and went like enlarged anime eyes going, oh, yes, and then here we are. That face. I still need to swap the cameras around.
Because I do be very easily excited like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
And all the
Can
cool
relate.
kids streaming and stuff. And I was like, I want to be a cool kid. So here I am, being a cool kid.
Streaming on the interwebs.
Streaming on the interwebs. Creating content and stuff.
You could turn around and be like, Mom, I did it. I'm famous on the internet with our 24 followers.
With all of 24 followers. We love all of them.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting to see Hustle last week. To be honest, commenting on my 3D printer. First project must be a Mandalorian helmet, a smaller version. See, that was potentially in the cards for me to actually print one, Stuart, as a Mandalorian helmet. The only reason I haven't is because I've been this thing called a wee bit busy getting ready for the Etsy.
I can relate to that. Because I was a wee bit busy too.
Yeah, you were going off thieving books off of everyone.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which sounds like a lot of fun to do, only I know that if you try doing it in Swindon, you will probably be stabbed.
Why is everyone stabbed in Swindon?
People just don't like it here, apparently.
My parents and my brother is watching Mandalorian. I have no idea what it's about. Because I don't really watch anything anymore.
That's fair enough. How do I describe this easily enough to you? Basically, in Star Wars, there is a culture of bounty hunters that do things a certain way, and this certain way of bounty hunting, which is followed by people who typically came from the planet of Mandalore. It has been known for them to take in outsiders. Basically, they have a certain creed that they'll follow, and these people are known as Mandalorians. They were feared for quite a while during the time of the Old Republic until the Empire turned up and obliterated everything. Good job, George Lucas.
Yeah, I knew that it's in a universe that I know about. I just forgot what it was.
Oh, right. As most likely going to go down
The only thing I know about it is the most important thing.
Baba Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I think you could probably get somewhere with doing like small replicas of like the prop weaponry. The only thing I think you could possibly do to one up yourself on that one is just do full scale versions as decoration pieces. I've tried doing it before, but it's a pain in the neck, lots of printing, lots of time, and I just personally I couldn't warrant spending that much time and money on one for one scales. Okay, I personally couldn't validate me doing that and selling it because it just takes so long. And then not only do you then have to assemble it, fix the pieces that then go wrong, which then is more filament that you've then got to do, more printing time. You've then also got to do all the paintwork for it. And let me tell you, Citadel paints, they mount up. Mandalorian gun is 60 inches in scale, yes, but what you would do for that, Stuart, is you'd probably also use some PVC piping. Because PVC piping, that'd be useful. Also using nylon rods to add structural support throughout the prints as well would be a good idea. It's probably the small things first. Destiny 2 guns, Outriders guns, etc. So something small and easy that you could potentially do first off out of the gate is like a thermal detonator from Star Wars, because that is pretty much the size of a tennis ball. So at best you're looking at like a 8-hour print, like at the longest. But it's small, simple, easy to make. Which, for first time printing anything, that's where you really want to be starting off.
When I will have my own place and my own workshop, I might have a printer myself.
Ooh, that would be fun. I could help you in terms of any technical, finding a printer.
I will be on your neck and asking all the questions.
That's fair enough.
You know who I am when it comes to learning new stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I am very, very interested in anything that people talk about passionately.
Like, I could probably give you a lesson on how PLA works for fucking days just because of how much I've used it. That's why I haven't used anything else really on the printer. It's because I've learned PLA so well. Which I'm aware that I probably should start using other filaments, but finding ones compatible with the spool piece on the back of my printer is a pain, and I haven't got round to making a adjustable spool holder yet. Which I should really get on at some point, actually. That can go on the side quest board when I move. Because I'd be making a quest board.
The other thing is that's why I love to have friends who have interesting hobbies and interests, because you can learn a lot from them.
It also means that you've got common ground for conversation all the time, so there's not awkward moments of silence. Unless, of course, you are just vibing.
And one of my love languages is teaching. So being thoughts of stuff means that someone cares enough to
teach it to you.
To explain me things that makes me feel special. Makes me feel less tolerated and more appreciated.
Yeah, I understand that. Wait, quickly thinks back. Has he actually taught her anything? Realizes how much of a dumb question that is because not half an hour ago were we talking about how an air receiver works.
Exactly. Because, you know, a lot of times when you ask a question from your friend you're met with, how on earth do you not know this? And you may feel stupid.
Hmm.
And if your friend doesn't do that, but actually starts to explain it, that's how you know that you have a good friend. Because that's what friends supposed to do.
And if they don't, stab them. Don't do
No.
that. Stabbing is bad. Don't stab. But yeah, no. If they are being, not actual friends, then I kindly invite you to find a better friend group.
Start in I would say start in our chat, but I can't say that because
Why not? Why can't you say it?
it's dead most of the time.
You're more than welcome to start chatting away down there.
Yeah, sure. That's why it's there. Make
I-
some friends.
I like to think that we try our best to keep an eye on it, and not accidentally make people who are spamming links into into the chat moderators like a complete fool. Now I'm just calling myself out for no reason here.
You really do.
In fairness, it just means that when I call you out, you can't say I don't do it to myself.
Yeah, that's also true. So you're just saving yourself at this point.
I'm not even just saving myself, I'm saving you the effort. But if you want to call me out on anything, be my guest. I ain't gonna stop you.
I don't have anything to call you out on just yet, but when I do, I will.
But when we get there, oh boy, it'll be a fucking long list.
You would just sit with your arm crossed, being like, "Yep, yep, keep it coming."
It would just be the whole stream, just
There's
me
more.
being called out.
And after I've been talking for like 20 minutes, you will like got it out of got all of it out of your system.
Keeps going for another 2 hours.
Yep, fair enough. That is fair enough. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but I understand where you're coming from. Yep, that's fair enough. Absolutely fair.
Except that one. That one was mean. So much is starting to happen now at the moment. It's getting ridiculous. Like, I'm looking forward to everything that's about to go down. But, like,
Yeah,
it's going to be somewhat overwhelming.
it will be a lot overwhelming. Oh, one of them streams when it's before all the cool things will happen. I will make my communication cards.
Yes. So,
So, for the ones who don't know, I'm some sort of neurodivergent. I don't want to say anything because I don't have an official diagnosis. But I do struggle with sensory overloads, meltdowns, panic attacks. And one of the things that happens to me quite often when I'm overwhelmed, other than obviously stimming and trying to calm myself down, is that I go nonverbal or selectively mute. When I'm nonverbal, I can still
at one on
through
comms
it.
check.
No, that's worse than that. I can still kind
No,
of push through it and talk if I really need to. If I go mute, I am physically unable to talk till I feel safe again. Now, to avoid problems in busy situations like a convention, and get the help that I need the fastest and most efficient way. Some autistic people use communication cards, which are basically just cards having things written on them like it's too loud, I need to leave, I went nonverbal. Some people have yes and no cards as well. Um, like I'm overwhelmed, I need a hug, I'm having a panic attack. Anything that you might need to say in a situation where you're nonverbal and why that might be. So this way, if you are with friends, you can ask for help the fastest and most efficient way.
And that will be most useful because then we won't be panicking going, okay, we don't know what's wrong with her, but we know something's wrong with her.
Yeah. And she can't tell because
So me saying Nat 1 on comms check was you flubbed a sentence and didn't realise it, but I heard it.
oh no, I didn't realize that I flipped the sentence.
So yeah, and when is the main big one that we'll need that for? Is that August or?
Probably August. I should be good for when we meet.
Yeah,
That will be
an interesting one.
An interesting one.
Which I'm looking
Because
forward to.
again, for the ones who don't know, we actually never met in real life. We will be. We yet to do that.
Yeah.
It will happen, and when it will happen, it will be all on our social media platforms.
And it will be very confusing for everyone because we have this habit of just bringing chaos everywhere.
Yeah.
To which I'm not going to apologise for, no matter how many times somebody asks me to.
Well, it depends on what kind of chaos, because there are some kind of chaos that are too chaotic, but no general chaos. No. You don't like it, you can move on.
Yeah.
Jog on, mate.
Like, most people sit on the scale of, like, chaotic neutral, chaotic good, chaotic evil. I just sit on the spectrum of chaotic dumbass.
Yeah. And
Did I do it purely because I thought it was funny to me? Absolutely.
I much prefer to refer to myself as chaotic cutie.
Yep, no, that's a fair one.
I am not wrong.
You are not wrong.
I am not wrong.
I can't help but notice Wolfie is not disagreeing with you.
Wolfie does not disagree because
She do have a point.
And he knows better.
In fairness, there have been some times when I disagreed with you. And survived to tell the tale.
Sorry?
And survived to tell the tale. Not that I do, because then I wouldn't survive.
Yeah, that's kind of the point that you get to with surviving.
It's like, I like living, thank you very much. I'm going to elect to not die.
No thanks. I choose life.
That was like the other day when you turn around, we're like, you're talking a lot of shit for someone with only 1 HP, and I'm just like, I choose life. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah, it was during session, and Wolfie just kept on going about something while I was trying to DM. Turn around saying, "You talk a lot of shit for someone with only 1 hit point."
I'm pretty sure that was not me trying to distract you while DMing. I think it was me just dealing with the captive that we had. And him just being difficult.
What it was, but I know there was a lot of things happening at once and I didn't like it. Okay, now time for a manicure. actually did find my black. There it is. I did find my black fabric paint. Now one more thing I need is some tape to mask it up. And I have this very fun um, pineapple one that I will use to mask up everything else.
I think I missed
You missed what?
the mat. End up painting half me bloody nail black.
Oh, it looks like the stream is dead.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's just turning and turning. And
Are you sure
turning.
that's not just your internet?
I don't know.
Because you're probably taking up a bit of bandwidth, actually sending your camera to me.
Oh, there we go. There we go. It works now.
Yay! It works.
It works. I was just talking about my cute pineapple washi tape
Oh.
that I use to mask off Lavender Stootsies. If you think that it's weird that my plushie has a name, you are more than welcome to leave.
But don't we like having you as a viewer?
Sorry?
Nothing.
It's plushies. Who was
Also,
the person who said that sleeping with a plushie is childish?
I don't know, but I was going to say, whoever didn't name a childhood plushie, they are stupid and didn't have a childhood.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I love plushies to this day. I barely have any here in England, but I did have quite a few back in Transylvania before we moved.
So when you go back over, do you think you'll bring them all with you, or you'll leave them there?
I hope to. I am very much hoping to bring more over here. I'm not entirely sure how that will work out or when that will work out, but I do want more plushies. I'm not entirely sure where I can put them yet as well.
Plus, if there's a chance of you moving before you settle down, it may just be worth keeping them there until you've moved, and then just bring them over once you know you're settled.
Yeah, that's also an option. There's a lot of options.
Although, something fun that I'm going to be working on at some point soon is some new address cards for people.
Ooh.
So that when I move, I can turn around and give the people to whom I want to know where I live the little address card, and then can be like, so that's where you now live. And if I get any glitter bombs, I will start flaying people. This is not a threat, it is simply the truth.
If you won't get what?
If I get glitter bombed.
Oh.
You know, where people just send you a load of glitter in a package. It's a fun thing to do to people, not fun to receive.
That's just a bad thing to do on so many levels. And now Lavender gets
Especially
the
people who are
golf
flinchy.
manicure. Thing is, glitter is so not okay for the environment. Also, if you want to, get revenge or have a laugh, be more creative than that, right? You can do so much better than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Alright.
Like, I'm pretty sure I could knock up something which would be equally as terrifying yet also confusing.
I was just about to say Lavender, the pastel dragon gets a goth makeover. Goth manicure.
Oh, hey, Toothy.
Oh, we have Toothy.
Yeah, the Toothy has joined us.
Hello, Toothy. How are you? Bones. You missed the beans.
Beans.
We had beans.
Beans means Heinz.
And you missed them. I very much try my absolute darn hardest not to touch Lavender's delicate fur because I don't want the cute pastel dragon to have black everywhere. Oh, interesting fact. Did you know that you can lift acrylic paint with hairspray?
I think that was one of the few things I did know. Heinz beans are the worst. Also, Toothy threatens to eat your dragon.
I was wisely ignoring that comment.
You'd think that Toothy would learn that you can't eat everything. Like, no matter how hard you try, there are some things which you do not just eat.
I don't think she will ever learn that.
Wait till she gets the copper sulfate, then she'll learn.
Toothy just wouldn't be Toothy if she wouldn't eat everything.
That is true.
I'm back.
She's back again.
I'm back again.
Vicious mockeries.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, follow me on TikTok. I'm nailing the self promo today.
Yeah, like, I don't even have to encourage you, it's great.
Usually I'm a shy bean and I don't do self promo.
But in fairness, though, the work you do is good work, so you deserve the advertisement.
Aw, stop it.
No, I refuse to stop.
Okay.
You can't tell me what not to do. Well, you can, but doesn't mean I'll
Well, you
listen.
can tell me, but I won't listen.
That is pretty much the way it works.
Yeah, very much so.
I've eaten plastic before. You can't tell me what. Toothy! What are you doing eating plastic bottles, you mad maniacal child?
Spit.
Also, pretty.
Don't
Dice
eat
pouch.
plastic.
Go buy a dice pouch. They're amazing. So yeah.
Pouch is amazing. Maker is broke. Needs the money.
So here's something that gets me a little bit actually. On the TV, you see all these begging adverts. But the begging adverts go on for about 15 minutes. Now, me being me, I know a thing or two, and for every 2 minutes, there is an extortionately high charge for having an advert on British television.
Oh.
So for those adverts to
Oh.
take so long, you can't tell me that they're not taking most of the money you donate for them. Which is pretty filth.
That's the tea.
That is a cup of tea. I'm sure there will be many others.
Oh, my favorite. Big sarcasm. My favorite is when all the guilt trippy audios for small businesses on TikTok. Like, oh, I will close my shop because I don't make enough sales. I spent all my money to set up my small business, and I'm struggling with it, and I don't make enough for me to be worth it. So this is my last video. I will close my shop.
That to me just sounds like poor business management rather than like.
That sounds like impatience to me, to be fair.
Yeah. Like, it's not exactly going to be an overnight process, and if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get any reward.
Exactly.
Like, for example, someone we know, I'm not going to call them out by name, they were basically going, oh, I'm not doing too well on their Etsy. Can somebody help me? And we're all going, well, we told you what you need to do. You need to go do it. And they're like, oh yeah, but I've done that. And then like gone onto Instagram and put up posts and whatnot. And onto TikTok. And we go check their Instagram and their TikTok. And there's like one post at best, if that.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Oh, okay. It's just like, boy, don't come complaining to us that you're not doing anything because you haven't put any work in.
You can't be paid if you don't work, and that's just how life works. In every aspect.
I'm going to alter that slightly, and I'm going to say you don't get paid unless you don't put in any effort. Because some people do get paid to sit on their rears and do absolutely nothing all day.
Wow, okay.
You can blame NASA for that one. Because they were legitimately paying people to sleep for stupid amounts of time just to see how it would affect the body. Because space.
I don't know where I was when they were advertising and looking for candidates for that.
I don't think they would even look over here.
Because sleep is something I can do.
It's something I like to do, not that I can get it all the time.
I'm genuinely a pretty good sleeper, so.
I don't want my pennies. Toothy, why are you eating pennies? Pennies is not good. Don't do that.
Pennies are not food.
I was about to say, and they're also mainly copper, so you're very close to the copper sulfate problem. And then I realised that the American monies probably aren't made of copper.
That's one thing, and I don't think Toothy was here when you told that story, so.
That is also the second oopsie daisies. Lesson learned, don't give copper sulfate crystals to a bunch of school children. They will probably eat it and nearly die.
I will have one more hand to paint the nails on. And then I will very satisfyingly peel the masking tape, and I think I will call it at that for tonight.
I was thinking of just quickly finishing up either part of this coaster or just the whole coaster in general, because I believe it's the last one anyway. And then I'll call it as well. But I think you'll probably finish before me, so...
I'm not entirely sure.
You say that, but I've got quite a bit to do on this one.
And it takes quite a bit to finish a fall.
I'm actually kind of surprised this paint is actually still usable, because it's been in the garage for at least 2 summers. And garage is kind of a hot oven in the summer, because it's a box room now. So I'm surprised it actually kept the right consistency and still I can paint with.
Oh, the studio that we had our drum lessons in is actually just a garage. It's set up so well.
I don't think any drumming studio isn't a garage. I feel like that's like step 1. Drumming studio must be in a garage.
You think so?
Pretty much. Although I actually do work with quite a few musicians actually, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, that is actually very interesting.
I can't remember the name of the group one of them plays for. I think it's either Spiral Key or Thin Lizzy, but it's definitely one of the older groups. So, yeah, they do some stuff, but I can't actually speak to the quality of their stuff. And I've just put my hand on wet paint again, for fuck's sake. One of these days I will learn not to touch the wet paint with my hand. Or anything. But no, today is not that day.
I don't think that you can physically paint and not get paint on your hand if you don't wear gloves.
It was more of smudging the paint I was referring to.
Sorry?
It was more of smudging the paint is what I was referring to.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Oh, would you look at that? I actually finished it before you.
I told you you would.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't.
I don't know why, but customizing a plushie is just so satisfying for some reason.
Have you ever been to Build-A-Bear Workshop? This is what you turn around and say, what the fuck is that?
No, I know what it is. Don't even. That's... I really want to, but...
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't.
Well, have I got news for you? There is one in Swindon. Whether it's
Don't
still
tell me.
whether it's still open, another story that I do not know the answer to.
It's not me who you have to tell that.
Is it Brian?
Obviously.
True.
Am I wrong though?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And we
Paint
do.
on my hand. I just have to mix paint on my hand, especially if I'm trying to get a skin tone. Tuesday, I'm not sure that's how.
No, that's how it works. I
Oh, is it?
mix paint on my hand all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm not particularly someone who does painting all that often, so it's only when I'm doing stupid stuff like this. I forgot there was solvent in that!
Did you snip the solvent again?
There is like that much left, and it didn't hit me for about a solid minute.
Ooh.
And it's. Whew!
Whew.
Airbrush cleaner, everybody. Love the smell of it.
Do you really though?
Not particularly. I mean, it's alright, it just smells really sweet to me. Like, overpoweringly sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Interesting. So did end up getting a little bit of black on the fine fur. So what I do, snip it.
Build-A-Bear is goddamn terrifying. Yeah, I mean, retrospectively, I can understand that in the sense of it's been, you know, at least 12 years, maybe more, since I've last been to one. Because it's also very expensive.
Oh, I know, but it's like cute. It's one of those things that you have to do once, at least.
Yeah.
Preferably with a date.
Or as a small child. But since by the time you've come to that conclusion, you're no longer a small child.
Well, hold that thought. Have you ever heard about Illospace?
That is true.
I really should introduce a new segment being like, mental health stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. If it helps remove the stigma on it.
I mean, if you're okay with me talking about mental health stuff, mental health issues, and mental health disorders,
I feel like it should be addressed more openly, and people shouldn't jump up and down every time they remotely hear someone talking about it.
I was honestly actually quite. I wasn't sure if I should openly tell that I am neurodivergent, as I don't have a diagnosis. But honestly, if those are the problems that I'm dealing with, and those are the symptoms I'm experiencing daily, I don't need a diagnosis. I need coping mechanisms.
Alcohol and a dark sense of humor solves everything.
No.
Yeah, no, don't go drinking. Dark humor's okay, yeah, that's optional. But drinking, no.
If you drink, make sure you're...
Drink responsibly and don't drink yourself into a pit.
And always drink responsibly. I am of drinking age and never had more than...
See, I'm very much the same, but I feel like Rob is adamant about changing that.
What do you mean?
Because when we go to Maker Central, he's ordering some mead, which is going to come to my house first, and I've got to take it with us. And I'm just like, Rob, you can't be doing this to me. It tempts me. But I'm all about it, so, like, I might go ahead and do it anyway. Like, just order myself some. not drink before driving because that's a terrible idea. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Why would you risk your lives and others?
Because some people are silly beans. Are you using scissors or a needle? I can't quite see.
I'm using a needle to pull out the hair from the seam.
Oh.
Snip only the black bits because especially the paws got very messy. I'm trying to clean it up a little with little to no success.
Would not using the thread shears be easier than using actual scissors?
It would be if I would know where they are.
That is a very compelling reason to not use them. Also, drink water.
I don't have any in my room right now. I promise I go and drink some after the stream.
Okay, that's fine. No, you don't have to do as I say.
But you're right.
That's odd. Boy hasn't come over and said hello today. He's just curling up on his bed.
He said, I'm too good to be on every stream.
That is true. You will be blessed when he turns up.
This was actually a very good idea. I love the black nails.
Yeah.
And after they are dry, I will go ahead and clean it up even more. This is just how much I could.
Meanwhile, I'm just scraping all the paint off my back of my finger. Because I was a numpty.
You were naughty. And this is starting to look much more like my cup of tea. The other modifications I want to do, I want to make stuffed little spikes, 2 on the nose and the 3 on the sides, probably pointing backwards, like so. I don't know what to do about the eyebrow, and I don't know what to do about the eyes, and the wings are also something for me still to figure out. But other than that, this is how it looks like so far, and this is the kind of the direction I want to take her to. So soft, I love it. I'm just a girl having fun with a purple dragon. Don't at me, but this is the moment when I actually around go.
We see face. The face of faces. So yes.
Little noggin.
I may go over the coasters again with another coat of black. But I'll probably do it off stream. Now, otherwise, the only thing left to do on them is the resin pours, and once I've done that, I can take the photos with the lighting booth down by my feet. And then that will be those done. And I can start.
Sounds like
And I can start thinking about doing the descriptions and everything for them to go up onto Etsy.
that will be also very much fun.
So I believe we don't have anything to announce today, because we'd probably be announcing it into the ground at this point if we did.
Yeah.
So I think we will call it there for the evening. We've been going for 2 hours, and I've only just noticed.
Yeah.
I'd say that was fairly solid. So thank you all for popping along this evening, and we will see you all next time.